I want to thank y'all. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. You all have given me license to be petty.
I shouldn't have done it.
It's
That's all I'm going to say.
It's on now.
I shouldn't have done it.
All right, here we go. All right, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
This is Conversations with the Crawleys. We do conversations about faith, family, relationships, and we do recaps, reviews, and commentary on the favorite shows that we're watching. This happens to be the latest episode of Ready to Love Philadelphia. So if this is content that you enjoy, you know what to do by now. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications.
And share.
Meet us in the comments. We'll see you in the comments there, all right?
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm just...
All right.
Pettiness activated. Here we go. All right. So.
All right.
So the episode picks up with, of course, they're starting off the second mixer. Y'all remember they had the first mixer, and then two folks were sent to delay or sent to kind of be in limbo until the next one, right? So we got, as far as who shows up first, it's Coley. Mm-hmm. She's 32. She's a flight attendant. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to say flighty is kind of the word that comes to mind. Then there's Fritz. What?
I'm just pulling it up my notes.
Okay, pull up your notes. I'll just keep going on. And next is 36 is Fritz, and he's a financial analyst.
Okay.
We got 35-year-old Tay, who's a nurse anesthetist. Mm-hmm. And one of the things she said is that her work and her education got in the way of her dating life.
Yeah, she was in school.
Yes, to be a nurse anesthetist. Yes. Mm-hmm. We got another firefighter.
Yeah, I mean, our service people are showing up.
Hey.
Firefighter.
Cam, he's 33. And he says some ladies have a fantasy of a firefighter. And we did see that. Oh, you slide down poles?
He's like, well, not in all fire departments do they have a pole.
Do you have Dalmatian dogs?
It's like, what?
Y'all know. All right, so.
Rescue him.
Please, somebody, yes. Then we have Rocky, who is 36 medical QA specialist, and she also writes poetry. Mm-hmm. They're kind of just coming in. Everybody's kind of just.
At least they gave everybody's name in there.
Yes. Khalil, who's 31. I forgot what Khalil did.
I got Khalil. He owns a roofing company.
That's right. And yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we got Cisco. Thong.
I guess he comes from...
He might be Dominican.
Caribbean. Yeah.
He said,
they were talking about something about the Dominican
He
Republic.
works for the Housing Authority, right? Mm-hmm. Later on, Bruh Man... Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Next up, we have Hussein, who is 42. He's a visual manager. Mm-hmm. I don't know what a visual manager is.
A visual manager, they typically are in charge of mannequins.
Vision.
So, like, he probably work in retail stores.
Gotcha.
So, like, if he does the caps and, like, when you see all the visuals in the retail store.
Okay, I get it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Marketing, basically.
Yeah, marketing.
Okay. When he comes in, he's like, Tay.
I see that dress.
I see it. That dress is dressed.
And it wasn't a dress. It was a two-piece. She had, like, a romper.
Let me just tell you.
But I was like, yeah, I guess y'all don't
care. Bruh Man don't care. He's like, look.
It came short.
I see her.
It came short.
It showed what it needed to show, and he was liking what he saw. But he's 6'7". Mm-hmm. He played basketball growing up and was like, you know what? This ain't what I want to do with my life.
It ain't going to pay.
I don't want to go over to the Europe League.
Okay.
And I don't want to spend 6 years in college like some people we know. Personal inside joke. I'm sorry. Spent 7 years in college. And I don't know if they still got a degree, but that's not our kids. Let me just say this. Not our kids.
I'm not opening that can. Y'all allow him to be petty.
Y'all said, y'all gave me the okay.
And I'm like,
Give me an E. Give me a T. T-Y. I'm petty all the time.
All right. So y'all gave me that liberty. All right. And my pettiness knows no boundaries. Next is Rose, who is 38. She's a hairstylist. And then we get Will coming in
Mm-hmm.
from the first mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Broman's still trying to crack them lame jokes.
We can't talk about. We'll talk
About it. Okay. And then Sahara, she shows up again from the first mixer. And she said,
switched it up.
She said she bring a sexy back. So, yes.
She switched it.
Yes.
And she bought some love potion.
I don't know. Because remember,
Number 9.
I don't know. Because she got some of the hoodoo going on. I don't know about that. So, they're sitting there talking. A couple of things that came out immediately was Fritz. I think, I forgot who he was talking to, but he asked, maybe it was Sahara, I can't remember. But he asked, are they in competition with each other? And she like, unless you like men, we ain't competing against each other. He's like, no. Is this like a competition thing where we competing against other guys? Whoa, pause. And so what that brings up for me is kind of the challenge with this show anyway, is that it does become kind of a competition, right? It does become, how long can I stay? Who can I find as far as a relationship or a connection that can keep me to the end.
So it's a connection,
right? Situationships and connectionships.
I agree. I mean, but like Tommy said, people who are not here for the right thing,
get to stepping.
They're going to be voted off. Mm-hmm. So you have to keep in your head, I'm here to find love.
Right.
So it's indicating, am I ready to find love?
Right.
So obviously, I guess, to me, it'd be like when I get to closer to where I have to make a choice, is there another guy or girl in the picture that's going to keep me from the person I feel like I have the most connections, and I want to see where it goes?
Yeah.
But at the beginning, I don't believe it's a competition, but I think men just naturally find anytime they're dating, if they're going to the bar or something like that, that they're in a natural competition to get the number or whatever before the other dude, right?
Yes, in some respects there is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because
he's just saying it out loud.
Just as far as guys, also we size up each other. At least, and granted, I'm out the game. I've been out the game for 29 years, 29 plus years, right? Okay. But when I was in the game, and I played the game well, when I was in the game, you kind of size up, right? You like, oh, if he can get that number, I know I can get the number. If she going with him, I know I got a chance. That's just, so there is that competition, right? And then also there is the idea kind of alongside that, though, is that, yes, I do want to make, if I'm on this, I want to make as many connections as I can to kind of see where they go. So I kind of insulate myself from being voted off, because it's not a matter of how strong my one connection is with what person. It is how other people view me as well, because there is the voting of, whether or not I'm ready to love, which means, do these other people potentially see that I could have a connection, or whichever young lady they're aligned with, that, okay, I don't want to mess up Sahara's game, so therefore I'll vote for your guy if you vote for my guy. There is that whole thing, right?
Right. And I think it's also just kind of being aware how you move, because we've seen in past seasons where you got too many connections, then they think you're a player, and they don't know where you're there for. We see that happen. You got this love triangle going on.
Yes.
So what you want to do,
you got to work that balance.
Right. You got to be the balance of like,
balance it out.
Yeah, you're my number one, and I appreciate everyone else. I'm cordial. I'm that kind, loving. I'm playing, like you said. I'm playing to people's affection. I hate to say that, but just enough to say, hey, I know
there's
what I have.
there.
Yeah,
there's
a potential.
Possibility.
Yes.
So Rose is sitting with Hussein, and she's feeling him. She's like, "Oh, I could get with that." And he's into interior design, and she's like, she starts showing off her interior design, I guess, sketches and
probably the stuff maybe she does.
Done
if she got her own studio or got her, her own booth or something, she probably showing off what she's done.
Now, one of the things that happened somewhere along here is that Cisco, I think it's Francisco, but
they call him Cisco.
Right. Cisco is sweating Like,
he is sweating though.
Bruh man is sweating like he waiting to get in the studio in a Puff Daddy in a Bad Boy studio. You're like, I don't know what this gonna look like, but
You said not a Bad Boy.
he's sweating like he nervous. Is Puffy in the studio today? I don't know. So he takes off his shirt.
He take off his shirt, and now and the ladies are like, okay, but one girl asked him like, so if you had a dead Bob, would you take this shirt off? He's like, yeah, because I'm that hot, and you can tell he was sweating like he had just come from the gym, like pouring sweat coming off of him.
Based upon when some other clues when they filmed this, it looks like it was probably in like July.
Yeah, that humidity hitting right.
Humidity is probably hitting just right.
And the PA.
Yeah, so he out there like, look, couldn't we have this mixer inside somewhere?
We stay inside.
Like we outside in this humidity in the middle of
sweating.
And the other brothers were looking at him like, oh, bro, man, taking off his shirt.
Like, okay, so that's what we right. You see none of them join with him.
I should have done my push-ups today.
Like anybody else when you
so it was Shanice that he was talking to, right? Who asked him if he had a dad bod. And so that's the first time we really get to see her and talk to her or hear from her. She's a serial entrepreneur. She's 44, serial entrepreneur. And then next we see Coley talking with Will. And he says he's not sure if he in the aside, he's like, he's not sure if he has an advantage since he was at the first mixer. Technically, you do. Technically, if you took the feedback that was given to you, that would have given you the leg up to say, what I did this first time didn't work. Let me try it again.
But he was talking to our flight attendant.
Flighty, yes. I mean Coley, I'm sorry.
Talking to Coley, and she's like, he is not paying attention. But she brought up a really good point. She's like, he has a nervous laugh.
Yes.
And I was like, that's right. He does have a nervous laugh.
Yes.
So I'm thinking network dating, speed dating.
That's not his jam.
That's not his jam. He needs to be on a one-on-one date, and don't be afraid to be yourself. When you're doing so many jokes, you're trying to fit in, and you're forcing yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's what's happening with Will.
Now, Sahara, she brought her.
She
sex
switched
again.
it up.
She's talking to Cisco. She's like, I'm flexible, right?
And he said flexible in how many ways?
She's like, in every way there is. Because again, the thing with Sahara last time, and Sahara, if you're watching, you probably know this in retrospect. Sahara came looking like just hanging out.
She came like a homegirl to me.
The first time she came, like she just hanging out. They told me there were snacks here. I'm coming to get some snacks. That's.
But pretty much.
Am I wrong?
I mean, pretty much the way she went, because there was nothing wrong with her dress.
No, I'm not saying that.
I think it just didn't fit the event. It's a first impressions. You're trying to mingle, and you want singles to like you so you don't get voted off.
Yes.
So, and hopefully she was joking about, I don't want to talk to anybody behind me who voted me. I hope she was joking, because everybody was like, dang. But she knew how to switch it up. She said, I'm going to put on a dress and my heels, right? Mm-hmm. And she was more flirty instead of just, friend vibes,
right.
And I think it was just right. It wasn't over the top.
Right. Right.
It was for her.
It came off genuine for her.
It came off genuine for her.
It didn't come off. It didn't come off forced for her.
Yes.
Right. Fritz is talking to Tay, and Fritz is like, "Hey, you the favorite among the guys. All the guys is checking out that dress." And then he tells that he missed a trip for the mixer. In other words, he was like,
"Yeah."
He had
she's like, "You got flight insurance?"
He's like, "Nah, I'm balling that way. I don't need that."
I'm like, "Okay." And she said, it might be worth the investment if you're able to find love, because they don't know. They don't know if they're going to be on the show. So I get he was planning his trip ahead of time. So.
And Fritz was like, yo, I'm about to call my mama.
Right. I'm like, whoa.
Yo, Mama Fritz. Hey, I found her.
I found her.
Her name's Tay. I don't know too much about her, but she the one.
I'm about to bring her home. We gonna be to the end. She's the one I'm bringing. So you're coming on the show.
Hey. So we can have the second wedding in Ready to Love history.
Right.
All right. Next up, or the next thing we saw, Khalil is talking. Mm-hmm. We find out that he lost his brother to suicide.
Yeah, that was so sad because he has him tatted on his arm. She was looking at his tattoos.
Yes, because he and Rocky were comparing tattoos.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I thought that was kind of sad.
Yes, the brother's suicide was sad, yes. Mm-hmm. But they were comparing tattoos. All right. Nothing against tattoos. I just personally am not a fan of an excessive amount of tattoos.
Well, to me, I want them to have like
meaning.
Yeah, because for me, and I don't have any tattoos. I'm just saying that having them where they come together and it looks like art.
There's a story. I can get with the story, but if it's just this is what I got for Friday the 13th.
For $13 like our child was trying to do.
Yes.
So, and I always ask my kids like, okay, what does that mean?
Right.
Why is that there? Again, because you want it to be something that you're going to tell a story or somebody asks you. I feel like if you're going to put ink in your skin that's going to last for a while, it should mean something.
Right.
But to each his own.
Then we do get a little more about Shanice. Mm-hmm. Shanice must be part Jamaican because she got 15 different jobs.
I got 15 jobs, Mom.
Got 15 jobs, Mom.
And
So she got a trucking company.
Yep.
A group home.
A couple groups home.
Mm-hmm. She got an online store. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I lost track of what everything she was saying.
So did the men.
The men were like, okay, that's thank you.
And a lot of them were saying that she was really focused on. Mm-hmm. And when they were talking to her, they were trying to figure out how would they fit into her life.
Right.
And she was missing that.
Yes.
In her conversation. Because you do want to feel, confident and like you should be proud of your accomplishments.
Right.
Is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
And so she was proud of them.
She was very proud. Yes.
But we got to move on and share that there's more to you than just that.
Right.
Just work.
Then there was, I forget who, Coley was talking about when she first came to Philadelphia. And she's like, why is the pollution falling from the ground? Baby girl.
She said it. She said she found out it was snow. She found out it was snow. She said this.
This is not me being petty and funny.
No, said that.
This is what I keep calling her Flighty. This is what Coley said.
That's what Coley said.
All right, move along. I'm sorry. Tay is talking to Cisco. Mm-hmm. She's like, she feeling him. Her last relationship was about 1.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. His last relationship was about 3.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And he thought that his last relationship was going to be the one.
Right.
But there was some insecurity.
Right. He said, now this is the timeline of what Cisco kind of said. He's like, she, in other words, Cisco's ex-person was insecure. Mm-hmm. But then he reveals, oh yeah, I cheated as well.
But that was separate. Those were two different things.
Were they?
Yes, because when he was talking about his girl was insecure, he's like, she was asking me why I was getting a haircut. And then, then he goes, but in my past, he says, I've cheated in the past. But then when he's trying to explain to her, because Tay's facial expression changed, he said, when I was younger, in my 20s, I didn't know any better, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, the way I took it was that he cheated in that relationship. That was his last relationship 3.5 years ago. And now that he's matured, he's now recognizing.
Because he's in his 30s, ain't he?
That don't mean nothing.
But
in the words of R. Kelly and Aaliyah, age ain't nothing but a number.
No.
And the fact that he's 35, 45, 55, because some of y'all are dealing with 60-year-old immature men.
No, but what I'm saying is that he said in his 20s, so 3 years ago, he would have been still in his 30s, meaning it wasn't that relationship.
I'm just telling you the way I took it. But okay, if that's the way it was, that's the way it was.
That's what I call it.
But the reason that Tay's mood or her face kind of changed was her last relationship. The person that she was with cheated.
Right.
And so she respects his honesty, says it was in the past. They hug.
Mm-hmm.
They're still feeling each other, right? Rose is feeling Cam. Mm-hmm. Rose has, I think, a child who's like 17, I think, if I calculated right. Mm-hmm. Older child, right? Because she said she had him when she was like 21. She's like 38. So
I thought he was like 13 or something.
No, she had him.
She's 38?
She's 38.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She is 38. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're right.
You got to be about 17.
Yeah.
He is open to dating women with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, he says he was raised in a very religious home.
Mm-hmm. She's
like, okay. But he's like, I'm not anymore.
Right.
She's like, well, are you spiritual? Because I'm spiritual. He's like, okay.
Depending on whatever God you serve, you're good.
She asked him, do you leave in prayer? He's like, yeah, whatever you call it.
Well, I was like, what? Bro, just say no. Like, because of the way I was raised at this time, I'm just not following anything. I'm like, and he said he wants kids now, right? This is the same brother with kids.
All right, so
I'm like, what religion you came out of? What happened?
So first of all, I'm just sorry again. Saying you spiritual sounds good, but what spirit you talking to? That's one question.
That's true.
But that's a whole other thing.
That's another thing.
All right. So then Sahara is talking to Fritz, and Fritz, is well traveled. Fritz has been around the world, all around the globe, everything. And for whatever reason, Sahara's like, the Earth is flat, right?
He's
like, wait, what?
He's like, are we serious? Are you?
And she's adamant.
Like, all day? Flat all day and all night. He's like, okay.
Gotcha.
Not on my radar.
Okay.
not in my Google Maps so far. It's not claiming to be flat.
I'm not sure. She like, no, I know for sure it's flat.
Like I've been to the end of the of the earth.
All right. That's a whole other conversation for my conspiracy theorist brothers and sisters. All right. Coley talking about just the guys in general. She's like, her type is tall. Period. What are other things?
Tall.
At least 6'2".
What kind of motion should they be? Tall. Kind of eyes? Tall. It's like, okay.
Short. Not short, but
no, can't be short.
Can't be short. Got to be tall.
Tall. IQ tall.
That might be the problem right there too.
So she's like, I'm tall, so they gotta be tall. I'm like, there's more to people, because she says she's tried to date short people, and it hasn't worked out
because they weren't tall.
And they weren't tall. It didn't work out. So
okay. Cam and Will are sitting there talking, just the two guys talking, chopping it up. And Will is cracking lame jokes again. And so Cam's like, listen, Will is probably nervous. He just needs to have confidence.
I believe that too.
Yes.
I think everybody on this mixer, we're seeing him in a different light. Like, okay, he's not showing the confidence. And I get why from the first mixer, but it may be also that he just doesn't have that confidence as well.
Right.
So
Tommy starts coming by and he grabs the guys.
Yeah, he's like, let's check in.
So as far as who they're feeling, Tay, Rose, and Rocky came up enough times, right? They were not feeling Shanice. Sahara got a negative from one person. But Coley was the other one that they said she's just very surface level. Okay?
Yeah.
On the women's side, Fritz stood out for a lot of the women. And Cisco. There was like the brother who took off his shirt. Him. Hussein, Khalil, and Cam was kind of Hussein. I think Khalil and Cam were the ones that they weren't necessarily feeling off the top, right? Rose was not feeling Cam because of the spirituality conversation. Coley was like, I don't know, he just bald and he don't listen. I don't know who that dude was, whichever one.
You're talking about Will?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hussein, Khalil, and Cam, they were feeling. with the exception of Cam from Rose, right?
Right.
Coley was just like, I don't know who the brother is. Will, he's bald and he don't listen. And just to say he bald and don't listen, to identify him is kind of wild.
He wasn't tall.
He wasn't tall. So she was blind to him. She was blind.
But at least she picked up that he wasn't listening.
At least she picked up he was bald.
Because you could have said the same thing about her, because when she was talking to Hussein, their conversation wasn't going anywhere.
No. All right. So Tommy's like, okay, somebody got to go. Will and Khalil are called forward. And Will is gone. And Tommy like, look, I saved you one time.
Can save you again.
Listen, Jesus ain't coming back on the cross again. And I ain't coming out here again and giving you another pass. You gone. You out of here.
2 strikes, you out.
You out. And then on the ladies' side, Coley and Shanice were called forward.
Yeah. And Sahara's like, ha ha, see?
She's like, I made it.
I made it.
The dress worked this time.
No, it was the portion. It was the love potion.
Yes. Okay. The hoodoo. All right. So Coley was the one that was told to be going home, right? But Tommy's like, look.
I can give you another chance.
I can give you another opportunity.
She's like, nope.
She's like, I'm done.
Nah.
I'm out of here. Everyone's like,
what? Okay, where'd that come from?
He's like, okay, let me make it make sense for you, because I recognize you think snow is pollution. I got you.
You up in the air a lot.
You flight.
You fly every day.
Attendant. Okay. He's like, there's other people you haven't met that you might find a love connection with.
It's only half of you guys, because I just explained about Will. He was in the previous mixer.
Because Will,
So this was his second one. So that means you would stay so you can meet those people. Like he met these people. Okay, gotcha. You with me? We gotta.
So I recognize, I may not be tall enough for you to hear me and understand me. So
She don't know how tall you are.
I'm just saying, this is what Tommy probably saying.
Oh,
Tommy might not be tall enough for her to understand.
No, what are they about to say, Mike? With her heel on?
I know, I'm just I know.
You probably would.
So anyway, she finally catches the clue and it's like, okay, I'll stick around. I'll see what these other folks is coming with.
Yeah, stay.
So that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty
now
much
we
it.
have our
got a group
people that is going to start. So next week, of course, starts where the 2 mixers come together.
Yeah, they have brunch.
And we start to see where we might have, and people start going on dates. We start to see what connections may start popping up. So it'd be interesting. I'm down for the ride again.
Yeah, I think we got a good group with different, people this time around.
I'll say this group, because in a couple of the past seasons, I looked at the group and be like, I think there's some folks in this group. I'm like, okay, I was disappointed with some of the groups in the last couple of seasons.
I go back and forth, because one part of me is these are real people really dating.
Yes.
And then the other part of me is like, they don't look as polished for TV. Let's put it that way. They don't look as polished for TV. That's what I want to call it.
Gotcha.
Because sometimes we caught in our head, we want these certain type of people to be, or these are the type of people we see on TV. And for me, it's so far removed from regular people dating. So that's another reason why I really do appreciate the show.
Gotcha.
Because these are real Black people really dating for Black love.
Yes.
And I think we got to keep the purity of that. So.
Okay. Keep the purity of it. Yes.
I'm saying sometimes we date stuff and yeah.
Yes.
It was a date.
Yes, that's all it was. All right. That's it for this one. Let us know your thoughts. Again, meet us in the comments. We appreciate you stopping through. Anything else?
You sure you want him to be petty? I'm just saying. We're getting started.
Oh, we just getting started.
So
y'all know. And I am equally petty.
Oh yeah.
I in fact, I kind of get a little more petty with the guys.
When we go further.
When we get further in, I get a little more petty with the guys because I have a higher expectation of my brothers. So my pettiness is equal opportunity.
Right.
But I appreciate y'all giving me that authority. Make sure you're here for the ride. If you have not already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications.
And share.
All right. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great one. Be blessed.
Bye.
Peace.